Hello and welcome. Welcome to Energy Alchemy Academy. I'm taking my little earpiece off. Hopefully we'll have some of you all online, but that's okay if we don't, because I know it's the last minute. So, okay, we are officially launching. Hey, Missy. We are officially launching Energy Healing Alchemy, which is part of the Energy Alchemy Academy, which I know sounds confusing. If it confuses me, it probably confuses you. So for this portion of Energy Healing Alchemy, we've got the next 5 weeks together to take a dive into energy healing. What that is, working with frequency, remembering that everything is vibration, and that when we bring our awareness and intention and attention to vibration, we have the capacity to make change at a physical, mental, emotional, spiritual level. There's really nothing that's not energy, nothing that's not frequency. And so when we begin to engage and interact with energy from this perspective, it like completely gives us greater opportunity to shift, okay? Because we're working outside of just the physical. Hey, Shelly, welcome. So for today's Zoom, I'm gonna kind of keep it short and sweet. I'm just gonna do a little bit of housekeeping. I've pulled some really cool cards. And we've got a Zoom that we're going to meet this evening live at 6:30, and that's gonna really kick us off. But each week, I am going to be doing a Facebook Live, maybe more than one, because you guys probably know how I roll. But every Monday, I will be offering a Facebook Live, helping us take a deeper dive into the content that we're learning online. Also space to kind of bring up questions and things like that. Missy says she's getting chills. I know, me too. I was meditating before I got on here, and I was just like feeling all of our energy, and then I was feeling the energy like beyond that, and I was just like, I'm like, oh wow. So yeah, every week you can get onto the Facebook Live, or if you're not available to do that live, they'll be uploaded into the online learning platform. So if you're watching this, you should have already received 2 emails. One, which got you into the Thinkific online platform, and there's a welcome module, and it says Energy Alchemy Academy. There's a welcome video and a calendar and some other info, okay? Then we have our other Energy Healing Alchemy. So that's, you would have received an email that enrolls you into that course, okay? So everything we do, Facebook Lives, Zooms, everything will be recorded and uploaded into the online learning platform. And already on the online learning platform, if you haven't had a chance to go in there yet, is all the content. So I've got videos, I've got exercises, I've got handouts and all sorts of information that will kind of walk you through. And each week you will be receiving a different module and for the 5 weeks. If for whatever reason you did not receive that email, please immediately email Allison at admin@jencunnings.com so she can make sure that you have all that enrollment information. So I'll go into a little more detail when we do the Zoom tonight, and obviously we'll have a space for Q&A, but I just wanted to give you guys that overview. So if you want to dive in and get started with Energy Healing Alchemy, you can do that now, okay? And so what I want to just kind of high level overview is like some of this stuff. I'm starting real basic, and I'm doing this because we can always receive greater even if we're learning something we might already know. So maybe you've taken a Reiki class, or maybe you've done energy healing in a different modality, or you've been meditating for years, and that's wonderful. We're all coming in here at various levels of experience. But how I wanted to create this is really build a strong foundation, okay, with beginning with the foundations of energy. What is energy and an intention? How does our ego play into this? Okay, these are things that we're all going to be diving into in this first module. Next week's module will be going more into the self-healing, but I've included some activations and I have included some meditations for you guys to begin to tune in and get into playing with frequency. Okay, so this is like this is spiritual work, right? But it can be fun and we can be light about it. Okay, so that's your module 1. And again, we'll be meeting on Zoom this evening, and that everything will be recorded. So I know we don't have everybody live here, and that's okay. Which segues me to my other thing I wanted to talk about is just allow yourself to pace through this in a way that feels best to you. You will have this content forever on the online learning platform. But of course, I do recommend to maybe carve out like 1 hour a day. 1 hour a day to not just even listen and read the content, but to apply, to meditate, and to do the meditations and the energy work, okay? Because when we're delving into energy healing and we're delving into self-healing, it does require practice. I can tell you everything in the world. You can read, a million books about energy healing, and it really comes down to your time that you spend practicing and implementing and playing, okay? Because we're getting out of the mind, out of the intellect, right? I'm giving you your intellect information, but the true depths of energy healing come from experience. So I would really encourage you to, if it requires waking up early or maybe making sure your lunch hours are dedicated, try to do like an hour a day. And that will give you a lot of space with the content. It'll give you a lot of time to integrate. And when I say an hour, it's not just learning the content. It's like, sitting down and really going into the meditations. We have meditations, we have light language activations, we've got energy work, we've got partner practices. So I want you guys to, just really allow yourself as much space, for you to practice, okay? And I talked about the beginner's mind. So we're just kind of showing up and we're playing, and not necessarily like, oh, I already know that, so I'm going to skip through it. Just there's always little nuggets, okay? So the best thing you can do is to always ask, and I kind of have a little video about this in your intro, like, what can I receive from this? Like, oh, well, I kind of already know this information, but what else can I receive from this video, from this handout, from this experience, even though I might have already done it before? Okay, so those are the only rules, which are no rules. You guys know me, I'm like, no rules. But I do want you to give yourself, the space and time to get through. And if you fall behind, it's totally okay. All right, that's why it's all set up there so that you can go at your own pace. All right. Okay, so I want to read you guys the cards that came through, and I love it so much. So I just asked for everybody who takes, so my intention as I was, getting ready to get on this live was to ask to receive whatever messages, energies, and frequencies that all of us would benefit from receiving who are watching this video. So that's now, that's in the future. Like maybe you pick this video up and watch it again 6 months from now, and this is still applying. Okay, I ask the messages to come through for us outside of time and space and be relevant for all of us in the group. So the first card, which is one of my favorites, is the Fire of Transformation. And we have a beautiful flaming phoenix and coming from a heart-centered place. And this is all about us letting go of density, of past trauma, of wounds, of where we were fearful of showing up and shining. And that's going to be a really big thing that we address, because I've just witnessed in all of my classes and all the students I've taught over the years that one of the biggest things that is our hiccup is like really just showing up with this stuff, because it's kind of woo-woo, it's not mainstream per se, and so it brings up a lot of fears about expressing ourselves, about showing up. And we have a lot of things around like persecution as a healer, as a, herbalist, as someone who works with plants, a lot of old energies that we've carried where that was dangerous. Okay. So we're going to be clearing that. And I just want to read, it says radical purification, violet flame, which is a transmutative, clearing energy, surrendering and resurrection. Okay, so we are here birthing our truest self through these experiences. Okay, isn't that so cool? All right, next, and I love that this one came through, is the play energy. The dolphins. It's okay to play, to relax, to smile. What does it say? Share your flow, okay? Because, sometimes when we do energy healing work, it can be intense and we go through big processes and integrations, and it's like this roller coaster of clearing and expanding and then clearing and expanding. And can we flow through these experiences in the lightest, most playful way? And so I love that the dolphins came in, and I love these colors because I've really been seeing us integrate these powerful light color codes. In like meditation, I keep seeing these kind of pastel-y rainbow crystalline energies coming in, which supports us in ascending to unity consciousness, divine consciousness, maybe also referred to as Christ consciousness. And that's not within the Christianity framework, okay? It's really about the return to the divine self. And we can do that through lightness. And I think, as humans, we tend to have more seriousness. We got to get stuff done, and we do it. And we forget our playfulness. We forget our inner children. So I just want to bring this through to support us. And the other question I asked when I pulled these cards for us is also to support us in creating a foundation, a really strong foundation to allow us to go through this course and have these exchanges together, and to have this beautiful foundation to support you so you feel supported. And that's why, I've created the Facebook page, is because I know how important community is. And even though some of you don't know each other, I really, really encourage everybody to post a hello today, or after you watch this video, maybe share a little bit about yourself. What brought you here? What experience do you have with energy healing? I think it'll be wonderful for, because you guys will see all the different varying degrees of experience in this. And I know from last year's Academy, there was such beautiful community that got created. And I really desire for these relationships to support you, okay? So play. And then the last one, and this is so interesting because we have this phoenix energy again, but this one is about the joy of life. And we have these chalices with this flow, but then there's this fiery energy too. So it says, let's see, trust, open your hands, share, and let go. So it's so cool because in your first module, I do an energetic hand activation that you can listen to over and over again. And I think we might do a little light language today also to support that, because the open the hands is like your healing hands, right? And then again, embracing like the joy of life, right? And trust, opening the heart to trust. Trust that you're here because your heart led you here and it's perfect. Trust that, it's not always about just the information that we're learning, but just being in the experience can have shifts that we're not necessarily intellectually conscious of. Yay, Shelly. She said the cards are speaking to her. Yay. Just by being in the group, like, it's not about the information. The information's helpful because you're learning and practicing, but it's really like when we gather in this group and we gather in this energy together, like we begin to change just by signing up. It's so cool. I've seen that over and over and over again. So let's embrace our play. Let's embrace our transformation. Let's embrace our joy and our open hearts. And this again is really like, I'm giving you guys some of my experience as an energy healer and the thousands of sessions that I've done and the Reiki classes I've taken and the Trinity and the heart and the sound classes. There's been so many. But it's really about you awakening to your truest divine self, because this is just like a catalyst. It's a gateway, and there's no right or wrong way to do energy healing. I'm going to give you guys some guidelines, but this is really like for you to just tune in to what feels, most aligned for you, and to build a trusting relationship with yourself. Okay. So in closing, I'm going to check my notes and just make sure I have covered what I wanted to talk about today. And then we're going to close with a little bit of sound and light language before we meet in our Zoom tonight. So I think that's it. Again, any questions about getting onto Thinkific? It's pretty intuitive and user-friendly, but Allison is the gal who can help you through it. So just email her or text her. She left y'all her number if you have questions and you need help navigating through the online learning space. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in the Zoom tonight. Maybe we'll even do like a little demo. So let's go ahead. I actually have my throat bowl. I don't have my heart bowl here, but I'm going to go ahead and get my throat bowl. And I just want to, again, bring through some intention, not too specifically, but to just allow us to have the open heart, the greatest receiving, the alignment with whatever is here for you, and not even attaching to any expectation. I would say, just know that because you're here and because you signed up, you're exactly where you need to be, and you don't need to worry about anything else. And then just, again, to open our hearts and to connect into more love and build a nice, strong foundation for whatever is going to unfold for you in this course. So that was more of an intention I thought about initially. Okay, so I'm going to get comfortable, and I'm going to bring through a little bowl and just do a quick light language just to kind of get us set up and whatever else I just said, because I don't even know. And if you're in a place to just let your eyes close and your breath deepen, that would be lovely. I feel like this is a shout out to all of you, asking that we all be open and receiving beautiful streams of love, loving ourselves, opening up to any healing that is ready, any transformation. Ko para sonoria kado ora utanama arasatata ora ketanamia kia. E kano ora hosha na makuasa hana e kato oda adayasha makua. Ana alakara e heta ora o sotonana yato no opiakia. Deep breaths into the body, deep down into the root and down through the feet, just allowing yourself to really be fully present and connected to your body. You can even I ask that all aspects of me return to me now, to be embodied. I ask my higher self, my divine consciousness, to come in to my body, to this being connected into oneness in this moment. O tokora hana aku satania ka ata anokua shamukua satania alakre etana maka. E kanaraya koto na ka satanaya kia toto oratia makaya kia. He tō na aro o dono moshoko na arasan lakre e ta na akua ta na ata ato oro o ta na makasa no no kua te ela ato kua ta sana alaki. And I also feel like we can call in the elements, calling in our connection to earth, breathing that in, calling in our connection to water, breathing that in, calling our connection to fire and bringing in that phoenix energy of fiery transformation, breathing that in. Breathing in air, the breath of life. And then breathing in pure spirit, pure divinity. Gomarashotori kanam koa sataya kate elakre etana kotushan mosoto na maakata yana koa alakre etana ata na makata yakiate elaki. Calling in all of your power, reconnecting into the healer that you are, connecting into all aspects of your being. Kotana makora atana na yasha totiana yakiato no makua. De lakutu u satana koa ata de e data ono koa ta anamoa ata yata sha. Adayete e dono koa ta na yete etadana yete or etana yete de ke. This is coming into the solar plexus and the heart, reconnection to your power and your love. Kopara oro otonaria e tata ariana mere e tanania koata yenamiakia. And just receiving that fully into your body, into your presence. Kopada oro utana mokoto oro utana ariki. Etano makoara anokoro oro utana atania maka atananiaki. Ilake etono kua atana maso tono ya shana makua. Ilakere etana kia kia kua. I'm also hearing activating your own light language, which is not in this course, but in the sound healing course. But of course, if you activate your light language, or if you haven't already, there just feels like there's some energy to help unlock that for you. E kotor utana maara etana ara e kotono kua asato diama. E toto ora etana ma ya no ora etata anokora utana ya shanam kua lakre etana na yaki ketana mokua. This is just kind of moving this up and down your body, up and down your spine. So let's just breathe. I want you to imagine breathing from your feet up to your head and then down from your head to your feet. It doesn't matter which is the inhale or the exhale. Just kind of imagine the breath going up and the breath going down, the breath going up and the breath going down. Now expand your space, expand your energy. Go out hundreds of feet in all directions. Thousands of feet in all directions. Kotono ora atanaria kia tono maka. Ia tono kia kuma ia diaki. Connecting with everything, connecting with all earth, all life, connecting with atmosphere, celestial bodies. Kora atanaiko sono ya shamakua sadaya kia to kuma kaya deki. Connecting to your magic. I was seeing a unicorn. Koto ora atanara ki atanoia ki atoma ayana mokoya de yana moria ki tonoia ki de ete iana ma anamaya ki atanania ki kia kua. Take a few breaths and just let that settle for a moment. thank you for joining for our first Facebook Live. We will see you again soon on the Zoom, and feel free to play along, play with the online learning platform. You're welcome to go in there and jump ahead if you want, and let us know if you guys have any questions. Okay, let's get started. Have a beautiful day.